Hey guys, welcome to the channel again. Yeah, with your host, Tony. Yeah, guys, so I'm going to talk about Uber Eats. I want to get off the lift for a minute and talk about Uber Eats. I'm going to share with you guys some things. So here it is Uber Eats, which is well recognized name, no doubt about that. I think it's really, really great for the passenger. I mean, I should say I'm so used to saying passenger. I think it's great for people, the customer, that want food that they normally can't get delivered. And let's talk about the good first. Once again, as I mentioned, people can order this food, they can have it delivered. For some of you guys that are kind of straddling on the fence about doing Uber Eats, I think it's a pretty good service at the time and location. I always like to put that disclaimer out. The time, as well as the location, because that's important. Because a lot of times you'll see this big heated map. Now, this is in the Detroit market. So, Detroit market, I worked in the Ann Arbor market, but let's talk about Detroit right now. The Detroit market, Metro Detroit area market. Uber has a culture that they have, let's say, educated their passengers as well as customers, or both. They have educated people not to tip, not to tip. And this has been going on since the dawn of Uber back in 2008. So until recently in 2000, I think it was 16, 17, when they started implementing the tip. I think it was 2016. They started implementing a tip option. Or no, it might have been 17. They started implementing a tip option. I stand corrected if I'm wrong. But they did implement that tip option even for Uber Eats. So what has happened is that now that they have implemented that, but you have trained and educated your people not to tip. And this has really been a trend because now it's another pitfalls with Uber Eats that I particularly saw as a problem. We could not see what the dollar amount on that ticket is when they go and place an order at a restaurant. So, when you're a waiter or a waitress, right? You're a wait staff, right? And you pretty much know what all of the food is. And when you bring it to you serve the customer, right? When they dine in or whatever. At the end of the let's say the meal, you basically give them the bill. You know how much the bill is. So they're obligated to, let's say, tip. Not everybody tip 15%. I do 18, 20% most of the time between those two. That's what I do. But here's the thing about it. You don't have no way of knowing what the dollar amount is on that. So once again, it's like, and then at the same time, even though it's there, but it's like it's not there because a lot of the customers have been trained once again. Even when it surged with Uber, when it started to surge, 1.2, 1.4, 2.0, whatever, you get that surge money as well, which is a great thing. So that's another great benefit of doing Uber Eats. They've been trained dealing with Uber not to tip. And this has been the trend though. I've even picked up at nice restaurants, right? And things. I didn't really expect much tip from McDonald's, even though I have been surprised. I had a person maybe gave me a $12 tip from a McDonald's or whatever, and things. So I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it's far and few in between when some exceptions to the rule. But other than that, most of the people just don't tip. Just far as with Uber Eats, I hear like Grubhub and DoorDash. I know I heard, especially with Grubhub, where they actually have the tip option right there. It's like when you go and get the check, it's like the real deal. And plus, the drivers know exactly what the dollar amount is. So again, it's all for the advantage. Everything I did with Uber, it always seemed to be more slighted towards the passenger or the customer and unfair to the drivers in some areas. and this is another one. So I'm gonna share with you guys with this. Now I've been doing with Uber Eats since they launched in our Detroit market since November 2017. I believe it's 2000, November the 27th or 28th of 2017. So let me show you guys. This is my payment statement. Now, I'm just gonna break this down for you guys real quick. Now, mind you, now it shows here that I worked Tuesday, so I didn't do anything Monday. I didn't do anything this week. I wanted to see. I had a few hours to spare just to see what it really was, you know. And this is without no surge at all. Kid you not. And some of these were at some restaurants. I didn't do one pickup, not one pickup from, let's say, like not one pickup from McDonald's. All this stuff have been from restaurants and stuff, and Mediterranean restaurants and all this other stuff. So as you guys can see, I started at 12:51. I'm sorry, 12:41 p.m. Excuse me. So here's the delivery. It took me in the total duration about 17 minutes. Here's the miles. You know, four miles at 4 miles, and so there it is right there. Total $6.76. So $6.76, no tip, no problem. uh, Here it is. Got another hit. 1:28 p.m. Picked up the food. 17 minutes again. Looking at it here. Here's the duration right here. And then we got down here, the distance I should say. And then right here was $3.26. You know, and I think this was at one, I forget exactly which restaurant was this at. Because again, you know, they don't really give you the information. You get the information as to where to go. But as you can see here, so why don't we do this here? We'll just do a little simple math. So I can pretty much already know what my hourly rate is, but we'll just do it for sakes, for shits and giggles, right? So yeah, it's cool though, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this. 23, yeah, 0.72 divided by how many hours? So we're gonna do 2.5. So I made $9.48 or 49 cents an hour. So around almost $10 an hour, guys. Almost $10 an hour. That's just about right. So this is how I figured out my hourly rate by doing Uber Eats. Looking at it right here. So with the, let's say, the maintenance on your car, the gas, and so forth. So this is basically no more different than working at McDonald's or whatever. Even some of the people at, let's say, pizza delivery people make more than this an hour because they got their tips that kick in. Some people are making like $12 an hour just delivering pizza with their tips that kick in, and it push them way up. This right here, and this again, all fairness, I realize it was Tuesday. The service is still brand new. You can see the little downtime I might have had between some of the rides, but you guys are seeing it for yourself right here. I'm not making this up. I just wanted to see what it was like. This is more of an experimental type of thing. So it wasn't like I was hurting. I was kind of bored. I wanted to kind of kill some time. I didn't want to get pulled out of my market. But basically, guys, this is exactly what it is. This is what you're seeing. This is what I made an hour right here. You know, there it is right here, guys. You know, once again, the company is in the process of trying to change some things around. I get that. You know, offer some type of hourly guarantee. You are the king of that, Uber. You guys need to offer something like that to bump this up, because right now this is going to allow a lot of people, especially after watching this video, people are going to be very discouraged of wanting to do Uber Eats, knowing, and this is just in my market. This is not even in Detroit. This is out in the suburb, metro Detroit area, in the suburb, Troy, Michigan. I was in Troy and Birmingham most of the time. I still didn't get any tip. No tip, because again, you have educated your people not to tip. If this would have looked better I would have had surge on this 1.2 to 1.4 and above, which I have done. I've done pretty well with Uber Eats in the past, when snow days and all that stuff. And that's another issue too, because if you're out here delivering food delivery, you better have a Jeep or you better have some very good tires, because you get up into these people's driveways or down their streets, you're going to get stuck. You know what I'm saying? So these are things to kind of consider. You want to basically kind of pick your battles, and I'm just kind of giving you guys. And I did get stuck, by the way. Guys helped me get out, and they had the driveway clear, but the street, it was a big mess. Uber Eats. Another thing is you don't get no bag for free. Grubhub, you get a couple of bags free of charge and a T-shirt. DoorDash, I got a bag, T-shirt, and one of those things that you wrap the food in. But here's the mindset of the passenger. That's kind of like saying, I don't have to tip because they're already taking it out because I have to pay extra to get McDonald's. You see the point why the passengers don't have to tip, because what they're saying is that, okay, a McDonald's meal or whatever, $89 for that McDonald's meal, plus they paying a little extra, $4 or $5 if best, to have the food delivered. So when they have the food delivered, let's say they get the food delivered. So they get the food delivered, they don't have to tip. That's it. That's mainly it. They don't have to tip. In the other markets, Uber Eats seem to be doing very, very well, because of the volume is there. Versus here, because it's so new, it's spread out. The volume isn't. It's potentially there, but it's not there. And when the demands go up, because if I did Uber Eats, I know when to do Uber Eats. But like I said, I wanted to see what it was like doing Uber Eats without the surge. I know the strategies to make Uber Eats work for me. But like I said, if it ain't surge, I'm not doing Uber Eats. It's just how it is, or whatever. But because I have to keep in mind, because since the passengers are not tipping, and when I do get the surge, that's gonna take care of my tip as well, depending on where I catch that surge at, guys. So there it is in a nutshell. So guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Just kind of broke down my experience with Uber Eats, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.